Okay, I think I have a minute. Hey everybody, it's Claire. I am Floss Chronicles here on FlossTube and also on Instagram, and I am bringing you another update on my stitching. This is a channel all about cross stitch, and every once in a while I have some finishes, and I also have a kid who likes to come on and talk a little bit about crochet and knitting. That was really fun last time with Simon. So yeah, there might be more of that in the future as well. But this time, I am going to give you a full update on the Stitch Basel retreat that I attended in September, and also show you one of my really big finishes that I have, and talk a little bit about my fall stitching and what my plans are for the next month or two. I love this time of year so much. I think a lot of us do. A lot of us really love fall stitching, Halloween stitching, and just being cozy. I feel like finally the weather is cooperating here. We've had nice chilly mornings and lots of sun and beautiful evenings, and yeah, it's been a nice, finally, like a gradual slide into autumn, and I'm ready for it. And we had the Stitch Basel retreat in Basel, Switzerland, which was just absolutely amazing. It was my first retreat experience, so that was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna try to give you a quick recap about that. And right after Stitch Basel, we went to Oktoberfest, so I also have a couple pictures I'll put in. We are really lucky to have some friends who can manage a table from time to time. So we've gone several times, and it's really fun now that my kids are older and they are drinking age here in Germany. We don't drink together often, but it is fun to bring them with us. And we had a really good time partying in the tents and just eating all the awesome food and seeing the sights and getting all dressed up in our dirndls and lederhosen. So it was really fun. But it's just been busy because, you know, I got back from the retreat and we had that. And I've also started a new job. So that has proved to be challenging in a really good way. I'm really happy to be working full time. It's a total change of pace from my last job. It's more physical, and I really love that, actually. I love that I'm like up and around and doing more stuff and being more active throughout the day. But I'm toast by the end of the day. So I haven't had a ton of stitching time. It's one good thing that's come of this new job is my start time is a little bit later in the morning. So I usually take my son to his job, and then I have some downtime in between when he goes to work and when I have to be at my office. So I've done a little morning stitching, and that's been really nice. So I have made some progress on one piece in particular, which I'm going to show you. So let me start, I guess. I'm going to start with my finish, my big finish that I want to show everybody. And then I'm going to go into discussing Stitch Basel and talk about some of the awesome vendors that were there, the great experience that I had stitching with lots of people, all of the fun that came with the retreat. And then I will talk about some whips that I've been working on. I've been kind of bouncing around on projects. I don't know what it is. I've just like been picking up things that I haven't touched in a long time, and just kind of going through my stash and just seeing like what tickles my fancy on any particular day. And I have some plans to start a few new things, kit up a few things. So we'll get to all that. First things first, I want to show you my big finish was I finally finished my very first Mirabilia, like true Mirabilia. I've done a Nora Corbett, but this is my first Mira finish, and it is the very first one I started back in 2021. I started gathering eggs, and I'm going to show you the pattern. I think you all know this one, Gathering Eggs. I know you can find it in the pattern like this, and it's also featured in a cross stitch magazine. And she's super cute. I think she's a little bit different than a lot of her other fancy ladies in that she doesn't have a ton of beading, no specialty threads except for just a little bit of gold Kreinik. So she was super easy to kit up, and it wasn't very daunting when I started this in 2021, and it was like my first Mirabilia, and I was worried about how it was going to come out, but it turned out so well, and she's finished. Ta-da! I am so pleased with how she came out. I'm gonna zoom in close so you can see. Let me see. There we go. Zoom in so you can get a look at her face. I stitched this 2 threads over 2 on linen. I think this is just a 28 count Zweigart. I think it might be the called for. Hold on. Was that the called for? Or did I just put that pattern? Belfast Dirty Linen. Yeah, it actually might be the called for linen. So I stitched her 2 over 2, but I did her face 2 over 1 10 stitch. And I'm super happy with how that came out because I think it looks beautiful. Her arm as well. I love that she didn't have a ton of skin, so that was like a super easy experiment. She just has this one, just these beads here, like in her, wait a minute, I'm going opposite. How do I, there we go. It's like looking in a mirror. Anyway, her barrette is beaded. Her neckline is beaded around the edges of her dress. I think this is super cute. And those little lazy daisy back stitches. You may have seen on my Instagram, I think the back stitch totally makes this project. And she's got this gold thread tied about her neck, which is super pretty. And I just think she looks so cute. I'm super happy with how she turned out. So I took her with me to the retreat, which is why she's not framed yet, but I am planning on getting her framed for sure. I like that she's kind of like a long and narrow finish as well. So it doesn't take up a ton of room on the wall, and hopefully it won't be a super expensive frame. We'll see, but really happy with that. So that was my big finish. Anything else? The only other thing that I finished between the last video and the retreat was my smalls exchange, and I can insert a little tiny, I didn't take a video, but I do have like a bunch of photos of what I did. This was from, oh, I'm going to butcher this lady's name. She's a French designer. I'll actually put her name on the screen below. She is a pretty prolific French designer. I know that I see a lot of her work in magazines when I go to Alsace to pick them up. And I know she has quite a few books on Amazon. And I just love this cute little pattern. And I thought it was a really sweet sentiment. And I've been dying to make one of these traveling boxes out of the jewelry boxes people were finding on Amazon. So I found a little one and I was able to make the stitching for the top of it. And you can see that I did the inside, lined the inside with some French themed Eiffel Tower fabric and just put a few different little notions in there. And that was what I gave away for our smalls exchange. And I was super excited that the person who got it at the retreat, her name is Saskia Phoenix. I believe she is on Instagram. I'll post her info below. She and I have met a few times now for stitching, and I just really like her. And I'm really glad that someone I know got that gift. So, yeah, so that kind of leads me right into just talking a little bit about Basel. And it was really amazing. First of all, huge shout out to the 3 ladies that helped to organize and set the whole thing up. That is Dawn, Frosty X Stitch on Instagram, and she also has a FlossTube. And Ina, she is Stitchy Ina on Instagram, and also Amy J, sorry. And it's Amy J Creates, and I will link all of their info below. All 3 ladies did such an awesome job in putting together this retreat, which I'm sure if you're in the States, retreats happen often and it's pretty, easy to find one. But here, this is the first of its kind that we've had outside of the UK. So there were people from everywhere and we were all so excited. And a lot of us had been talking beforehand on Instagram. So it was so cool to meet people in real life. It was so fun to stitch with other people and just kind of be in your own tribe, right? To find people who are really into the same thing that you're into and totally understand your nerdy obsession, your granny craft, as it were. So the room where we stitched was actually directly in the, I think it's called the Badische Bahnhof in Basel, Switzerland. And it was a really cool like restaurant. It was closed off just to us. It was a beautiful room. We had a gorgeous terrace outside and the weather was so beautiful. We spent a ton of time outside stitching. We were able to push all the tables together, and the mixing and the mingling and just getting to see what everybody was working on and talk to people and like see their stitching setups. It was just amazing. And everyone brought the most fantastic projects for the brag table as well. So I'll post some of those pictures, and I think I even got a tiny video. So let me put that in here. And you can see just absolutely incredible projects, so much work. And there's nothing like seeing a project in real life to like enable you to make you see like, oh, maybe I'd like to start that project, or oh, that's what that looks like finished. I know some really labor intensive projects like Hades and Chatelaines and Mirabilias. It's really awesome to see the final product and to just just kind of marvel at everyone's stitching talent. That was fantastic. So the people that put together the retreat did such a fantastic job with this amazing bag of goodies. And I know that other people have talked about it already when they were talking about the retreat, but man, oh man, there was so much stuff in this bag. So I'm going to try to like show you at least a highlight of some of the things that they had there and talk a little bit about the vendors that were there as well. First things first, Amy created project bags for every single participant. And they are so cute. They are Swiss themed. So mine has little tiny cows on it and Edelweiss. Oh my gosh. And I just adore it. And everyone was just a little bit different. I put someone else gifted a little Edelweiss fob. So I put that right on. And this is just full of like my lanyard and a bunch of cards from people and promotions and a bunch of cute little freebies. The bag that we received was just full of little samples and little projects and things like that. So let me show you a little bit of what I found in my goodie bag. First of all, I had some Moselle hand-dyed thread. Is this, I don't think this is silk. No, I think this is cotton. It's called Welsh Green. And it is so pretty. It's like a really vibrant green and yellow. I have never stitched with this before, so I was really excited to get some of this. And then I also got, let me see, what else came in here? Zweigart went crazy and gave us a bunch of fabric. Sorry, all my stuff is like kind of piled around me here. So 2 packages of Zweigart. Super excited to stitch some Christmas stuff on this like glitzy gold Ada, and this cute Belfast with the print on it. Then we also got a project. This was from, there were 2 different pattern designers who were there. Excuse me, there were 3 different pattern designers who were there. Star Parade Designs, the Sunflower Diaries, and also, excuse me, that's the Snowflowers. Let me get this correct. The Snowflower Diaries, and also Vintage Tulip Design. So the Snowflower Diaries worked with XJuDesign, who was there with all of her amazing fabric and threads. And they put together this, hold on, where is it? Yes, okay, here it is. This was a pattern made specifically for Stitch Basel. It is called the Edelweiss Forever from Vintage Tulip Designs, and it is a biscornu, and it is so cute. And then we got everything we needed to complete the project. Where did I put that thing? Here it is. Oh my goodness. There we go. Everything you need to complete it. So this beautiful hand-dyed fabric from XJuDesign. It's like this really pretty chocolatey brown. And hand-dyed threads as well. There they are. It's like a blue, yellow, turquoise. Oh, it's so pretty. The white. And even like a little bobbin to wind it around. And we also received a second pattern for a pillow called Dance of the Edelweiss. It was also a full kit. So there's like the finishing fabric, the buttons, everything you need to finish these 2 projects. Totally amazing. I'm so excited to get started on these. Probably going to save these. These are probably going to be a spring start for me because something about them just like, I don't know, they just are both really springy and cute. Just really happy with that. I think that's really beautiful. And I've seen a few people from the retreat have already finished these and are getting ready to like finish them. And so or they've already like finished the stitching and they're getting ready to turn them into the biscornu and the pillow. So I'm very excited to see those finished. Then what else can I show you? We got sulky threads. We got magazines. I like this Kreuzstich magazine, just like full of patterns, full of inspiration. We also got the Stitch Basel pattern that was created expressly for the retreat. It's this here. So cute. And this was designed by Lily Pilly Designs. Lily Pilly Stitches. And I think that's super cute. These are like all the things about Basel, Switzerland. They're cute little green streetcars and the goat and then the little SB23. Love it. And this came with everything to finish it as well. So we also got a piece of linen. We got the threads. So it is good to go. I need to work on that one as well. You're going to hear me say that a lot because I'm in a mood where I'm just starting all kinds of things. I'm stitching all kinds of things just randomly, like whatever suits my fancy on that day. I've been a little bit all over the map when I come home at night. I've just been kind of stitching whatever. So let me see what else I can show you. Besides all of the freebies, there were the vendor tables and some really amazing vendors. Like I said, the designers were so good, like so awesome. it was really hard to make some decisions. And of course, XJude's fabric, I just love it so much. And she is so sweet. She and her husband both were there, and they were just so friendly. And if they didn't have something, so I was looking specifically for a color and an even weave, she took my order right then and there, shipped it right after the retreat. I had it in my hands like the very next week. It was amazing. So I also got another pattern from Sunflower Diaries. This is Frida Kahlo, and I love it. I love that little monkey wrapped around her. So cute. This is not my normal style, but I really, really liked this pattern. I thought this was really cool. So I picked this up from her. She also had a bunch of these little wooden buttons. So I got a ton of these too for finishing. I love that snail, that little witch. I think these will be really cute on pillows. And then Vintage Tulip Design. Vintage Tulip Design was actually the person that I received a small from. So she made this gorgeous lavender sachet. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. It's so pretty. How cute is this? I love it. I love the finishing on it. It smells amazing. It came with a bunch of chocolate, which is gone. She is from Hungary, so that was Hungarian chocolate. It came with this postcard with like a 360 of, I think it's a 360 of Budapest. I have yet to go on and like take a look at the interactive map that came with the postcard, but I thought that was super cool. And I just thought it's so adorable. And it's gonna hang right here. I've got actually a spot for it right over here that I keep it so I can see it on display all the time. Yeah, she was amazing, and she was everybody was so friendly, but she was very friendly. I bought one of her project bags. So I got this project bag from her, which I love these ColourFever. I think this is like a perfect size for a little Halloween small, which I've got a bunch of these that I want to start. Got a bunch of things I'm thinking about starting. And also this little needle book from her, which I think is a really cute design. It opens with a snap. It's got some things inside so you can put all your needles. Probably you could put some orts in there as well. And fold it all back up. So I bought that from her. And I went over to XJuDesign. Judith is so sweet. Yeah, so I had to get a bunch of her fabric. It's been said before, but I'll say it again. Like when you're here in Europe, we don't have that many designers that do hand-dyed fabric here, like there are in the States. So finding someone local, or being able to just walk into a shop and actually see it before you buy it, and not just see a little square, you know, that's super hard to come by. So I loved that we had a chance to kind of look through all her stuff, look through the colors. And I knew that I wanted to get a piece of Grandpa's sleeve for a certain project. So I picked up Grandpa's sleeve. This was a 28 count cashel linen, but I also really wanted an even weave, so I ordered that from her. So here it is in the linen. Oh, it's so good. I just love this fabric so much. And what I want to stitch on it, this is my linen piece, but here's the even weave, which I think pretty similar. Yeah, there's not like a whole lot of discrepancy. This is the even weave that I ordered. Oh, so good. And I want to do Teresa Kogut's Halloween sampler on that. So I don't know if I'm going to get to start this immediately, but that's the plan. Like I really, really, really want to stitch this. I don't want to wait. I've saw this book and had to have it immediately, and I've just been like sitting on my hands waiting to start it until fall. And now we're here. So I have to source some of the, it calls for some fancy floss. It calls for some Weeks Dye Works and some classic Colorworks. So I am making a trip to the States shortly, and I might have to just pop in. I think I'm going to be close to a local needle shop in the town where I'm going to be visiting. So I'm hoping to drop in, get some like specialty flosses so I don't have to pay for the shipping. And hopefully I can dive into that project. So that was one of the fabrics that I got from her. Then the other project I've been thinking about starting, I got this off of one of the de-stash pages, was Heartstring Sampleries Whip It Good. My camera is like opposite of where I think it should be. There we go. And I think this is too cute. I love the scissors in every corner. As a kid of the 80s and 90s, of course, I love the Devo reference. And so I am also totally jiving on that tone on tone. I love the idea of a really similar fabric to floss. So I found another fabric of hers. This one's called Little Bunny. It is a 28 count Lugana. And I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's just like the palest of pinks. It's just like a blush color. It's really pretty. And so then I took this fabric and went right over to ColourFever's table. ColourFever is Francisca, I think it's Francisca. She is another local thread dyer, and she does floss and she does cotton and silks. And so I found this color silk on her table and grabbed a bunch of it. And I love the way this is going to play off of this fabric. Like there are pinks in here, purples. I think that's going to be so pretty to do this project. So that's like kind of what I'm thinking of for that someday, one of these days, in all my free time. I couldn't help myself. Everything was so beautiful. ColourFever has gorgeous, gorgeous threads. I will link her shop below. Yeah, really beautiful. And she's so nice, super sweet. She provided a bunch of things as well. She also put some freebies into our goodie bag. Oh, it was so nice. It was just really fun to like hang out with a bunch of people. On Thursday night before the retreat got started, we went and had dinner together with about 9 other stitchers. And then on the day of, you're like a little shy at first, but then people sit down and everybody starts talking and it's like, oh yeah, no, there's no reason. Like we all kind of get it. We're all really into this. So there's a lot to talk about. Yeah, Stitchy Ina was at our table. So one of the ladies who was helping to run everything. So we didn't see a ton of her. She actually didn't sit down very often. But then we also had Christine at our table. And I think she had just come from Dutch Mania, where she got to hang out with Pam and Steph. And she was just a delight and so sweet. And her daughter was visiting as well. And so her daughter was doing sightseeing and she was there stitching, and then we were chatting. And then our other table mate, I am so sorry. Like I forget, let me see. Maybe her name is on her card. She has a business. She has a shop, Frog and Fudge Designs. Diane. Oh my gosh. I was going to say Deborah and I knew that was not right. Diane Burgess, Frog and Fudge Design. So she also sat at our table. And I thought that was super cute. She's got really great bags. Another lady there has a bunch of her project bags, and she was lots of fun to talk to. Both of them were great. And of course, my buddy Shauna, she's my ride or die. We went together. We took the train. We kind of like hung out, just like adjacent, like talking to one another and just making plans together. And she's such an awesome stitcher. Her stuff on the brag table was the best. Everyone was oohing and awing over all of her things. She needs to start a channel because she just has fantastic work. Absolutely. So cool. So yeah, when we weren't stitching inside, we were all kind of glommed outside, and then I got a chance to meet a couple other people. And there was also a table of freebies, which I had a bunch of stuff to bring to the freebie table, but then I probably took away as much as I brought. And one of the things that I found on the freebie table was people could, if they had a whip up for adoption. So if they had like started a project and just wasn't calling to them anymore, they could put it out there and see if somebody else wanted to stitch on it. And one of the things I found was this. Hold on, I'm digging for it. Okay, this was the sheet. It was for Mirabilia's Red. And it was on a 28 count even weave, which is totally my jam. She had done the called for DMC, and it was said that she had quite a lot done. So I was super excited. No frogging needed, and just to contact her. And her name is Dobby. And I was like, okay, let me go find this gal. So I met Dobby, and Dobby is covered in floss here on Instagram, and I have yet to I need to go and dive deep into her channel because I pretty much love everything that she's stitching. She's really into Mirabilias, and she was just saying, hey, I started this one, but then I discovered hand-dyed fabric and I really wanted to give her a second start. So she actually was working on this project again, like restitching it on a different piece of hand-dyed fabric. But she had this one to give away, and she just gave it to me. So I mean, I need to source the threads and I need to source the pattern. But she even was like, if you're patient and you want to wait for the pattern, like I'll pass it on. And I am so excited to adopt this project because look at how much is done. I would not give this away. Like, I'm sorry. I know this is like kind of, okay, it's like just a gray even weave, like kind of a nice silvery gray. Admittedly, like, all right, like not so flashy, but look at how much she has done. Oh my gosh, this cape is magnificent. And look at how neat our stitches are. Look at the back of this. Oh my God. Like my backs don't look like this. This is insane. This is like so good. So exciting. I am so excited to finish this project. And I love that like I got the chance to meet her and talk to her and like get the story behind it. And yeah, I'm gonna like bring it some love and bring it to life. So that was exciting. Yeah, and there were just lots of good things. Like they had drawings that they were doing. Like they were just, you had a number attached to your name tag, and they would just call out numbers randomly. So they had giveaways, and what did I get in the giveaway? Let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, right here. I won this Handarbeit. I'm not gonna be able to say this. It's Danish, but it's a super cute like calendar. It's got these little motifs that I think are so cute. Not something that I would pick out, but like fully kitted and ready to go and really cute. So I think I will probably stitch this. Maybe make these into individual little pillows. I don't know. It's really pretty. So yeah, giveaways galore, freebies galore. Also scored a anchor kit off the freebie table of like a French cafe, French city scene, which I love because I've done a lot of traveling in places that look very similar to this. Got this gorgeous piece of fabric. This is massive, like huge piece of Swagart pink, 28 count. I don't know what's going to go on this, but surely something. Maybe some Valentine's spring stitching eventually. Maybe another Mirabilia. We'll see. Yeah, so lots of great stuff. Oh, and I got totally distracted. I got to get back to XJu. So the other thing I got from XJuDesigns, besides Grandpa's sleeve and the little bunny for my heartstring samplery project, was another great piece of, is this cashel? Hold on, let me find let's see if I have the little, I don't have the tag. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know it's called Antique Pine, and I believe that it is linen. So I have got Mirabilia's Sleeping Beauty. Sleeping Beauty? Yes. Yes. Mirabilia's Sleeping Beauty. And she's huge. Like, she's a big girl. So I have been kind of on the hunt for some fabric for her, and I thought this would be perfect. Antique Pine XJuDesigns. And look at this, is a nice big piece of fabric. She is definitely going to fit on there. Love this color. It's like a bluey green. Oh, it's so pretty. Her fabric does have an awesome smell to it. Somebody else told me about that. I don't know what it is. It does smell really good though. And it's Swagart, so it's going to be awesome to stitch on. So pretty. Love that. So she's all kitted up too. Like, I'm ready to go. I got a working copy and everything. So when I tell you that I have projects and I'm ready on so many things, but I just don't have enough time in this world, I really wish I had a trust fund. I really wish I could just sit and stitch all day, or someone would pay me. Maybe that's like my OnlyFans channel, is that I'll do cross stitch. Maybe that's someone's kink. That's literally what I need, so that I can sit and stitch all day long. Okay, what else have I got to show you? Oh, one more vendor that was there is my friend Stechmueken. So I watch her on Instagram. I watch her on FlossTube, Stechmueken International. And she does her videos in both German, and then she does a second video in English. And I love both, but I love to listen to her German because she speaks the most clear, like, perfect German. And that's really hard for me to come by here where I live in the south of Germany, where everyone kind of has a really strong accent. So I love to listen to her videos because I can practice my language skills and also see some good cross stitch. And she has started kind of a little side hustle where she's making these amazing bags. So I had to pick one up from her. This is her project bag right here. She also, I don't know if she has a full Etsy store yet. Ilonka, do you have a full Etsy store? But Stechmueken, which means like stitch mosquito, that's her brand. And look at this bag. And it feels really, like, it's really stable. She puts some kind of really good, like, stabilizing foam type situation in there. And this is a really big bag. Like, this will easily fit. Like, this is my 8x8 Q-snap. So, I mean, probably would fit an 11x11, no problem. And every bag came with either a smaller little pouch or these awesome pocket, like, bobbin holders, which I love. So that's going to go in here. I'm probably going to actually end up housing Sleeping Beauty in here when I start her, because this is a good big bag that can hold all those flosses and everything. And I'm excited because she's got some new fabric in, and I asked her to make something else for me. So I'll be showing you more. You know, I have a bag obsession. Like, I don't know what my problem is, but I love a good project bag. So yeah, so many goodies, so many fun things to bring home. I mean, it was fun. It was so fun to shop in real life, like not just to shop on Etsy or to shop through another online vendor, but to be able to, like, put hands on things and really see things in real life and just, like, you know, make choices of fabrics and threads and stuff like that. It was totally awesome. So I'm really hoping they do another retreat. If they don't, I'm half tempted to see if we can't figure one out here in Stuttgart. I mean, we've got enough people nearby and enough people that would probably travel that, like, we've got to figure something out, because it is just too fun to get together and, you know, be with your people and just do your fun craft and share ideas and see what people are working on, and just, yeah, the whole thing. It was delightful. It was so nice. Basel is such a beautiful city, so that was awesome too. The weather could not have been better. The hotel stay was awesome. So the whole thing was just super fun, super fun. So I'm really looking forward to hopefully going to another retreat and getting a chance to do this again. Okay, so that's kind of the recap of the retreat. I'm going to show you beyond like the fabrics and the future and whatever I've kind of talked about. I will show you what I've been working on. Well, yeah, I've really only touched 2 different things this month. I pulled out a random Halloween stitch that I had started a while back. This is from Vintage Needle Arts, Double Double Toil and Trouble, Song of the Witches. And I had started this a while back on some really beautiful fabric that I had acquired from Nicholas Flamel. Back when this was kind of really when he started, I think. I don't think he had been on Etsy very long. And I wasn't that experienced with linen. And so I thought, you know what, let me try a 36 count. I've heard that it's supposed to be amazing. And I do, like, it's fine. It's good. I won't reach for 36 count regularly, mostly because like my eyesight is really poor. I have to wear readers whenever I'm stitching anyway. But then when I'm working on the 36 count, it is really small. So I actually find that I use magnifiers as well for this project. But I really love this color of this fabric. This was like part of a bundle that he did. And here is where I'm at with that project. Do I think I have enough room on the sides? No, actually, no. I'm very concerned that I am not going to have space for, here, let me show you one more time. This beautiful border. I'm not sure. I'm not positive that I've like allowed myself enough because I really wanted to fit this on the piece of fabric that I had. So what do you think? I don't know. Maybe I can like move it in closer. I actually think, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If not, I will definitely get the lettering done. And then maybe I can even like make it into like a cool long pillow or something. I am stitching this 1/2. That's another thing I don't do either, is like I've never done anything with like just a single thread. So, and this is DMC 37.99. Can you see that like this? So I think that might be kind of cute as a little pillow. Like maybe back it with something cute, and then I can have some of this fabric on the top and bottom for smalls or something, some other like small Halloween-y stuff. We'll see. Hold on. Is my camera still there? There we go. Okay. Yeah. So I pulled that out to work on it. It's easy once I get going, like I said, but it's just the setup. It's just having the magnifying glasses with me and like making sure I have good lighting, and it's not one I can just take with me. And I've been stitching on the go a lot because of my son's job and me having a little bit of time in the morning. So the project I have been working on pretty exclusively, and I took this to the retreat, was Eva by Nora Corbett. I think you've all seen this. I think she's super pretty. I love the folds of all of this fabric billowing behind her broom, and the beads. And after I finished Claire, I thought these Nora Corbetts are a piece of cake. Actually, they're really, really fun to stitch because they're pretty simple. And I have been trucking away on her. Hold on, why does my camera act like it wants to give up? Don't give up. So here's my progress on that. And she is coming along, and I am loving her on this fabric. This is Woodland Halloween by Barbarelle Creations, and it is magnificent. Oh, so good. But these folds are coming in so easily. Like it's really simple to like sit down for about an hour and just get, you know, a line of stitches in, a couple colors. So yeah, I'm trucking away on that. I would like to finish her by Halloween. That would be awesome, actually. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm going to stick with her. I did start one other project I talked about in my last video. It's do I have it here? Wait, hold on. I can show you. I thought I was going to have to get up. No, I do have it. I started Coffee and Eggs by the Artsy Housewife. I like just started it, so like I just have a few stitches right here. I did about an hour of stitching on it the other night. I am stitching it on Vintage Country Mocha. I am using the Called For DMC, and there are some fancy flosses in this, the browns especially, and the greens. And I know the designer said, hey, you really should use the variegated if you can. But I actually picked up a thread pack. Hold on one second, if I can see if I can grab it, because it's literally right off camera. Come here. Yes. I grabbed a thread pack from XJuDesigns of her hand-dyed threads. Let me show you what I'm using. These are just a few of the Christmas package that she had, like a holiday bundle. And so here they are. So like here's the green. Here's some of the browns. Oops. Here's some of the browns. Oh, let me just throw them at the ground while I'm trying to show you. Here's like a tomatoey red and another brown. So these are going to go into this pattern. And I think like that's enough variegation and enough fanciness, and they'll look good against all the other Called For DMC. So I am stitching that one just down here in my craft room. She's on my Velka Pataki table stand. So when I come down here, I can like zone out and get to stitching. And then I can take Eva with me on the go when I'm stitching before work. So yeah, that's really it. The only thing I really have other than all of the haul that I brought from the retreat is my fabric of the month arrived from Be Stitch Me, and it is awesome as always. This is the 28 count Lugana, and this month's color is called Boneyard. Oh my goodness, would you get a load of this? Oh, so good. It is like a blue gray. It is literally the color of bones. I love it so much. I'm not sure what's going to go on this. It's one of those ones where you're like, you have to find something really special. Maybe something else from Teresa's book, another Halloween pattern will end up on that. I also got a couple downloads from the Witchy Stitcher for October 1st, was Stitchy for Witchy. And so I bought a few of her patterns as well to help support her and her. I know she's been really struggling with a rare form of cancer, I believe. And so I'm sure she's having a lot of medical bills and things like that. So I want to like try to support her as much as possible to try to get her through that, and also just let her know that we're thinking about her. I love her patterns. I love her style. Yeah, so that might be something for one of her projects. We'll have to see, one of the downloads that I have. And really that's it. I've been watching a little bit of FlossTube here and there. I've been catching up on some of my friends who I just met at the retreat in real life. So my darling Bluebell, I've watched her, Stitchy Mama, Stitchy Lanka. So I've just been kind of catching up on what people have said about the retreat, and also just like, yeah, plugging in when I have a minute. And Cam the Stitcher is another one that I'm really enjoying. She's doing a bunch of really cool projects right now. Like around her birthday, she's just started this kit that I really like, and she's another one you should totally check out. But other than that, not a lot. Wasn't that enough? So, oh, let me make sure that for Pete's sake. Okay. Sorry, just some technical troubles there. I'm back. Anyway, I don't know that I have a whole lot more to add, except to say that wherever you're stitching, I hope that you're settling in with some pumpkin spice something. And I hope you are enjoying decorative gourd season. And I hope that you are stitching to your heart's content, whether that be your fall, your Halloween, or if you're just ready to dive into Christmas. Go for it. Live your best life. And yeah, I'll be catching up with you again soon. Hopefully I will have another update next month, and I will talk a little bit more about yeah, whatever fall stitching I'm up to then. So Please take care, and if you like what you see here, please like it, subscribe, leave a comment. I love a comment. Find me over on Instagram, and let's connect. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.